Game of Thrones, Season 5, Episode 2, recap. What happened? What happened? What didn't happen, man? Basically, I don't know if this is my first video for the Game of Thrones. I love this show. I played a video game that's on Xbox, and I'm really into it. I've seen every season so far, and right now we're on Season 5, Episode 2. So I said, fuck it, let me do a video about it and talk about it and stuff like that. So, basically, it starts off with Arya arriving in Bravos. Oh, now I'm getting a fucking phone call. Anyway, it starts with Arya arriving in Bravos, where she goes straight to the House of Black and White. But when she's remember when she's entering, she sees that big statue. That's a nice that's that of a knight or something like that. That's a hot statue. Anyway, she goes, she finally gets to the House of Black and White from the last season where he gave the coin to the guy, where he gave her a ride to the House of Black and White, where she knocks on the door, the man answers the door, and some black dude comes out, it looks like a black guy, and he says, she shows her the coin, and he's like, hey, yeah, this is, she drops, what's this guy's name? I'll put a picture, I wrote it down, Jacqueline Hagar, picture above. And the old man says, there's no one by the name here, and then he shuts the door like right in her face. I was like, oh man. I thought he could have opened it or later on, but no, she just sat there all night long. It started raining. She was there the next morning, just, talking about, vengeance about Cersei, Lannister, Walter Frey, the Mountain, Trant. And then she says again, Cersei, Lannister, Walter Frey, the Mountain, Miriam Trant. Basically, she says this, and then she walks over. Finally, the next morning, she walks over to the lake, or to the whatever you want to call it, the ocean. It's the coin. Throws the coin out, and I guess she stomps off and goes to swims to shore, I believe. Anyway, she kills a pigeon whoosh, with the. She's nice with that sword. She goes to a pigeon. Remember, she went to that pigeon, went whoosh, off with the head. Anyway. That's what happens. But basically, we'll come back to her afterwards. So basically, they show a scene, I think, next with Brienne and Podrick. Brienne, picture above. She's the tall woman. They're in a tavern getting some food and some ale and whatever. While she's pouring, the girl's pouring ale, he's checking her out and he's looking around. And then he sees Lord Baelish. With Sansa. So Potter immediately says, Brienne, Sansa started right there, don't look. Because she was about to look. And she's like, who is she with? She's like, she's with Lord Baelish. He's like, Littlefinger? I forgot that he called him Littlefinger. Remember that shit? So basically, he's with like a whole bunch of knights, a whole bunch of like, I don't know what you want to call them. I forget what they call them. Just, backup. So she says, fuck this. Go get some horses. They only have 2 horses. They need more horses. So he goes to get some more horses. He goes over to introduce herself. She kneels before, Lord Baelish wouldn't let him in. Wouldn't let her in immediately. So she introduced her. She said, Lord Baelish, blah, 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 blah. He talked to, I don't know what words they said. So, and basically, he let her in finally. She immediately kneels to Sansa Stark, saying how she promised her mother that she'd come to protect her. And before, that was the last thing she promised her mother, that she'd protect her daughters. Meanwhile, neither daughter wants her protection or don't believe in her, especially after Lord Baelish was like, don't trust her. She hasn't saved your mother. She didn't do this. She didn't save this. And now he's the uncle, and Lord Baelish is now family because he wed that other girl who died last season. I forgot her name. So basically, Sansa refuses and says that she had a choice, and she says something about how she saw Brienne at Joffrey's wedding, but you know, she's like, I didn't want to be there either. Just as much, you know, neither one of us wanted to be there, which is true. But I don't know. I thought Sansa was gonna believe in her. Didn't you guys think that Sansa was gonna believe in her a little bit? What do you guys think? Comment below. But I thought that Sansa Stark was gonna say, like, have some, at least she's like she knows that her mom and stuff like that. But Baelish talked her out of it. So anyway, shit happens. She says no. She refuses, and then Baelish, says something about you want to get hurt in these towns, blah blah blah. So something happens where she bounces. She pushes two of the guards. She goes out, gets her horse, kills one guard that's running after her easily. Boom. Her and Podrick run off in their horses. They separate ways. And then she says, Brienne's like, no, don't go that way. Don't go. Where are you going? So she double backs. She loses the people that are following. She doubles back, goes back after Podrick, and saves Podrick because Podrick can't do shit on his own. He can't use a sword. So basically, she saved Podrick's life. She killed, two of the guards or whatever, and with ease, right to the throat. I don't know, not easy. So basically, after they wind up fucking going after Sansa to follow Sansa Stark and Baelish to see what happens there. I don't know, that guy. What do you guys think about Lord Baelish? What do you think his motive is? I don't know what his motive is. He's a sneaky motherfucker. I don't know what he's trying to do with Sansa Stark, but I have a feeling that Sansa Stark is gonna kill Lord Baelish. What do you guys think? I don't know. That's just my feeling. I think she's gonna kill him, or either Brienne is gonna kill him. Something's gonna happen. I don't know. Let's just leave it like that. But this guy is a fucking something's wrong with this guy. I don't know. Anyway, the next scene they show Cersei in her office, who calls Jaime Lannister, and they were these guys. Cersei picture, Jaime picture, always a picture, or something you guys don't know. So she calls Jaime in. These guys. If you guys don't watch the show, I'm sure you do watch it. They're fucking. They're sister, brother and sister, and they're fucking. Long story. Anyway, they go into her office. There's a box there. Jaime opens the box. There's a snake there with a medallion in there, and the snake's mouth, which belongs to their daughter. She says there's only. Remember, she said there's only two of them. I have one, and the daughter has one. So, to make a long story short, they argue a little bit, and he winds up saying that he's gonna go to Dorne. That's where the daughter is. She's in Dorne, and they're worried that something's gonna happen to her because of what happened, and basically. He offers to go to Dorne, and he said, "What do you go with the army? You can't go with the army. That's an act of war." So I'm trying to remember all this shit. It's so much shit happened. I wrote some of it down on my computer, but I'm trying to go by by memory too. So basically, he said that he's gonna go to Dorne to get their daughter back, and that he's gonna go not alone, and not with the army, but with someone. So the next scene, guess who? Bronn. You know what Bronn? Bronn is, picture above, is Tyrion's old hand, or whatever you want to call it. So, I don't know what you want to call it, hand. What do you call that? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. So he goes him and Bronn and his girl, or future wife, are walking across the beach thinking about this, that, and the other, talking about shit. And what happened? Let me see. Basically, they see Jaime. To make a long story short, they see Jaime sitting. They see somebody sitting there, and it's Jaime. They get closer. So Jaime introduces herself to the wife, to the future wife. Bronn tells her to go take a walk and go take a hike. Take a walk, buddy. She tells her to go away. She's all flattered because the Lannister, Jaime Lannister kissed her hand. Like, pleasure meeting you. she's all so so. So her and Braun, Jamie and Braun talk. He offers her a better wife, a prettier wife, and a better place to live, like a bigger castle, or whatever like that. So basically, he seems, because he was happy to get married with this girl, so he's going to live in that castle, but he wasn't going to be able to live in that castle because his future wife has an older sister who has dibs on it because, she's older sister, so she has dibs, so he knows that he either have to kill her or maybe in a better way he can get this situation, go with Jamie, get a better wife, because he promised her a better, prettier wife, whatever, and a better castle. Imagine living in those days, oh my god. So he agreed to go. Boom. Alright, so anyway, now, the next scene, a lot of shit happened in this, I guess a lot of shit happened. The next scene, I wrote my notes, you have, what's his name? Varys and Tyrion in like this walking box cabin. You know how they go. They're going to one place that goes to another place. So, long story short, he's dying to go out. Tyrion, you know how Tyrion is. He's just drinking and dying to go outside for a fucking walk. But Varys will not let him go for a walk because Cersei wants his head and will do anything, and she's offered anyone a lordship in exchange for his head. So he keeps saying it's a bad idea. Do not go outside. Do not go outside. If anyone sees you, they're gonna know it's you. Because I guess there's not too many imps back there, or midgets, want to call it. They call them imps back then. So then he goes that Tyrion says that she would offer her a cunt for his head. Remember that scene? Oh man. So basically he's like saying, how can there be that many fucking midgets out here? Imps, whatever, dwarves. So there's so many names. Imps, midgets, dwarves. You guys have any other names for them? For midgets, the imps or dwarves? I don't know what else you can call it. So basically, he's like, how many imps, how many midgets can be out there? What the fuck, man? So, she's gonna kill all of them to get to him. So basically, the next scene, they show these two good men bringing a head to Cersei, and it looked like Tyrion had the same hair as Tyrion, almost the same face as Tyrion, but it wasn't Tyrion, which is it looked like him. It was pretty close. So they're like, "What do you mean? What is this? This is not Tyrion. We should have your heads." They were going to kill the two men that brought the fake head. The head up wasn't him. So Cersei's like, "No, that's not necessary." Blah blah blah. Then Qburn, picture above, says, "Don't I'll keep the head. I want to keep the head. I can use it for experiments." And I don't know what the fuck this guy is experimenting. This guy. What do you guys think he's experimenting? Comment below. What is he experimenting on a fucking head? What are you gonna do to this guy Tyrion when they find him? I don't know. I have some ideas what's gonna happen, but I'll just leave it like that. I don't know. Anyway, after that scene, she goes back to the council, sits in. She's sitting in for Tommen, picture above, and the new king, and everybody's like, the council's like, "You're not the king. You can't be the king." And she's like, "No, I'm not trying to be the king. It would be inappropriate for me to be the king." Blah blah blah. Remember that? And waiting for him to be of age where he could, choose his own hand. But I guess he's too. I don't know what's going on right there. What do you guys think is going on there? I don't know. So basically, this guy Mace Tyrell, picture above, he's offering to be the hand, and Cersei immediately points him the Master of Coin in addition to the Master of Ships. So he's excited about that. He's like, "All right, I'll take that," and he's very honored just for that, and he forgets about the hand part, like I said. And basically, she decrees her uncle to be the Master of War. but he's not having that, and he's like, he thinks that he keeps insisting that Tolman should be there, and he has to. The only way he could learn to be a king is to sit in the council and to do these things, at least be there and listen and get his idea, which is true. But and he doesn't want to listen to anything that this is Keevan. I'll put a picture above. This is what he's saying. So he's not, paying attention to Cersei's, I guess, authority, you could say, or, I guess authority, and he won't serve on her council. So he was like, I'm going back to Castle Rock. He's like, you're the queen. You're only the queen, and there's nothing for me to see here, nothing for me to listen to. When Tolman's ready to sit down at the table, I'll come back. You can call for me. So he leaves, and you see Cersei just like, remember? She's pissed. She's like, all right, we'll see what happens. Pause. Next scene. Now they're in Dorne. Dorne is where Oberyn is from. Picture above. Oberyn died in season 4, last episode, the finale. They show his wife, Ilaria, picture above. He's watching Dorian from afar. Picture above of Dorian, who is the brother of Oberyn, who died last season. So she's pissed off that he's just sitting there doing nothing. So he goes over, there's a guard at the door. He won't let her in. Whatever. She finally gets in, and she starts saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing sitting here just watching everything like a king from from up here doing nothing?" She's like, we should do something. She suggests that they send, because this is where Cersei's and Jaime Lannister's daughter is at. So she suggests that they send Cersei back, but one finger at a time. So that's pretty crazy. But Dorian refuses to do this. He doesn't want to do this to the girl and mutilate her, and he doesn't want to do it while he's the king and while he's ruling. So basically, that's how that scene's ended. Okay, now the next scene, they show Jon Snow being brought before Stannis, pictures above, for showing Manners, picture above, Mercy. So basically, he's offered a deal though. Remember, he's offered a deal that basically, because the Island of Bear will only recognize Stark and won't promise her house to a Stannis. So basically, Stannis offers him a deal and to give him the North and kneel before him, and he will rise as Jon Stark, Lord of Winterfell. And Jon he's always been wanting to. Remember, he's always been wanting to be a Stark because he's a bastard kid. So he's always been wanting to be a Stark. So he's loving this deal. But the problem is, he has an oath to the Night's Watch, and he doesn't want to leave his brothers. He can't leave his brothers. So basically, the next scene they show him talking to Sam, picture above. He's telling him this news, and Sam is fucking happy for him because Sam knows what he did for the Night's Watch, and he knows what Jon Snow wants, and he knows that he wanted to be a Stark. But he doesn't want to take the offer, like I said, because of, the Night's Watch, his oath to the Night's Watch. So basically, so what happens? So basically, I think he's happy for him. I forget. I gotta watch the episode again. So basically, there's a nomination going on, an election for the new Lord Commander, and there are 3 people being nominated, which it's Alistair Thorne, picture above, Janos Slynt, I don't know if I have a picture of him, and those 2 people are being nominated. So then at the last minute, Sam nominates Jon Snow to be Lord Commander, and he stands up and says Jon should be the Lord Commander, and he starts stating a reason why, because all the things that he did basically for the Night's Watch. They won that war more. They didn't win the war. They won that night because of Jon Snow. If it wasn't for him, those guys, everybody would have been gone. So basically, none of these guys can argue about that. So they're just pissed off that Jon Snow, they call him a wildling lover because he had sex with that wildling girl. Picture above, she's pretty hot too. She died last season, unfortunately. But basically, what happened? So they start voting. When I make a long story short, they start voting. Becomes a tie with Jon Snow and Alliser Thorne. I forget, the one guy breaks the tie. The guy who can't, I don't think he's like partially blind or whatever. He's older, he's partially blind. He takes the chip and then puts it down, and it's for Jon Snow. Boom. Jon is the new Lord Commander. Sorry, this is a lot of shit going on in this fucking season, this episode. You guys know what? I'm gonna try to do this every week, and it's a lot. Anyway, okay, so, oh my god, now that part, part 8, or whatever you want to call it. Now they go to where Daenerys pyramid, her place in Meereen, it's called, and Darius has a few guards with him, and to make a long story short, he goes into a room where supposedly he feels that the killer is there. He goes, breaks the wall. The guy falls down. I don't know what I don't know. First of all, I wanted to say, what do you guys think about Jon Snow becoming the Lord Commander? Would you prefer him to become Jon Stark, Lord of Winterfell, or stay at the Night's Watch and keep his oath? I don't know about that. It's kind of iffy there. Something's going to happen there. So anyway, so basically, Daenerys, they find this guy in the wall who's responsible for killing that guy from last episode, the other guard. They slice his throat. He's about to just cuddling with a girl, or whatever. So Daenerys meets with the council. She decides this guy's fate, Harpy's fate, I believe. Basically, they all believe that he should be publicly murdered, but Barristan, picture above, wants him to have a trial, to teach the people a better way, and not to follow in her father's footsteps, Daenerys' father's footsteps. So she's like, all right, we'll have a trial. So Mazador takes it upon themselves to kill this guy, Harpy. I don't know, that was crazy. It's a lot of this shit going on. You guys are probably like, what the fuck is going on in this show? A lot of this shit is happening in this show, man. It's a lot of shit. So basically, Matador kills the guy himself, and he shows, puts him on public display and writes the word, kill the masters, which is it's kind of crazy, man. So basically, he defends himself. They find out he did it or whatever, and he tried to defend himself, saying that he did it for Daenerys, so because she was either this or that, and her hands were tied. So basically, and he feared to become a slave again. So Daenerys said, "Fuck this, the law is the law," and take him away. But he was pleading, "No, please, don't do this, no, please." But Daenerys was like, "No, man, you fucked up. The law is the law. You killed someone, you're supposed to have a fair trial, and you fucked up." So basically, the next scene, they leave. They see there's a big crowd outside where the pyramid is, and they bring this guy Matador to right in front of the whole crowd, and you have Dario there with the fucking big ass sword. She explains Daenerys explains what he did. He comes out. The fucking crowd is crying mercy for this guy. No, don't kill him. No, don't kill him. Give him a second chance. Have mercy on him. Have mercy on him. I mean, this guy just killed someone. Even though the guy he killed was responsible for killing someone else, but he took it upon himself because he felt that he didn't want to return to slavery, and basically he felt that Daenerys had her hands tied, but she don't play, man. She said, "Fuck this. You killed someone who you were supposed to have a fair trial. You don't have a fair trial. You have no right to do that. You should be killed too." Basically, make a long story short, The crowd's crying for his mercy, not to kill him. You know, he's begging and pleading, please, Daenerys, my queen. I think he says my queen. I don't know. He say my queen or my queen, and she's not having it. She's pissed, man. She's not listening. I thought she was gonna be like, okay, but you know, she says Dario. She sends Dario over there with the fucking big ass sword to go next to him, and before you know it, Daenerys looks at Dario, gives her that quick gesture, like very subtle, and whoosh, off with his head. All you hear is a head drop. Boom, boom, and the crowd silent, and they start hissing. Oh man, they don't like her anymore, man. That was crazy. A riot broke out. The guards had to like shield Daenerys from all the people throwing rocks, and she goes into her pyramid. She wants to be alone at this point, and she hears a noise. Remember, she heard that noise. She was like, "What's going on here? What is that?" So she's looking around. What is that noise? So she goes outside, and she turns around, and boom, Dragon is there. The fucking big ass dragon that was missing for like a while because he's been killing all the fucking animals and babies. Not to fuck, that's fucked up. Killing baby, all types of shit he's been killing. He turns around and he's right there. She tries to pet him, but she's like scared. It's like slowly going mad caution. So I don't know. I thought something was gonna happen, but she petted. The dragon let her pet the face a little bit, and he just took off. You know those wings? Fucking all he has to do is like this one time, and he'll go like 500 feet. Sorry about the sound effect, but that's how it is, man. So basically, I don't know. We're gonna see what happens with that. I don't know. Yeah, those other two dragons are still locked up, and they don't like her. So either this dragon is going to teach those two dragons a lesson, or I don't know what's going to happen. So, I think that was it, man. Oh yeah, before I go, I forgot to mention. Remember, Arya was after she threw the coin out, whatever. She went back. She swam back to the shore, and killed that pigeon. And then as she was walking away with the pigeon, the three men come to her and say, "Hey, what do you got there?" And whatever is, she's like, don't worry about it. So she takes her sword out and kind of threatens them to be. What'd she say? Oh shit. I don't know. She said something. But go. All right. Back. So. All right. Take 12. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that when Arya left the House of Black and White after she threw the coin in the water, remember she went to she had to get back to land, so she wants to swim back to land, right? She killed that pigeon with the sword. She went like, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in the video. She killed that with her sword. She was like sneaky. She was nice with it. Put the sword. She killed the pigeon, and as she was walking away with the pigeon, these three men came over to walk. Started picking at her and started talking. Hey, what do you got there? Blah blah blah. And she kind of threatened him. So she kind of threatened the three men with her sword. She took the sword out and said, "Don't worry about it. If you want to keep your life, if you don't want to die, whatever she said." And they drew their knives, the three men, and then they started walking towards Arya, remember? And then the guy comes from, that dude that was in the House of Black and White, he comes out of nowhere. And then those three guys that were approaching Arya stopped, got scared off, they bounced, and then Arya turns around, she's like, "Hey, wait, what are you doing, bro?" So basically, Arya follows that guy back to the House of Black and White. And on this episode of the House of Black and White, she tosses Arya the coin that she threw in the water. She's like, you lost something. And she catches, she's like, "Oh shit." And then the old man takes his mask off and reveals who he is, and it's Jacqueline Hagar, picture above. Interesting, right? So basically, something happened. They said some words. I don't know what they said. You guys can tell me. And then he follows her into the house, and that's it. That was the end of the more or less the end of the episode. So, what do you guys think about that episode? Any comments? Any questions, guys? What do you guys think is gonna happen next episode? How do you guys feel? I don't know. Just say anything. What do you guys think? Let me know. We could talk about it. It's fun. I mean, I don't really talk about it with anyone, so I figure we talk about it on YouTube, whatever. So, okay, now let's watch that next episode, season 5, episode 3 of Game of Thrones.
You loved your family. Avenge them.
You, who walk in here with a coin you never earned. Who are you? What do you want from us?
Justice. You have many enemies in Castle Black.
And you're prepared for the consequences. All men must serve.
Oh shit! Let's see what happens. Quick video. It's short, sweet. Well, we'll see what happens. So stay tuned to next episode Sunday, and we'll do a recap after that. Thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I know this kind of video is all over the fucking place. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. And please subscribe and keep watching. Come back for more. All right. Talk to you soon. Peace.